Here's a set of buffers, which comprises of 4 buffers with shanks with M3 tapped holes, 4 M3 screws and 4 printed parts, which are the seats where the ends of the buffing springs fit. We shall now fit them to the headstocks. Fit the shoe over the M3 screw, which fits into the buffer. It clips over the end of the screw like that, and then we're going to fit the screws into the buffers through the headstocks. Buffer then screws onto the M3 screw, and I'm going to do it up with a power tool. And if you do that, I recommend holding the buffer with a piece of cloth because it will turn and cut your fingers. I think you can work out how I know that. The buffers need to be a good loose fit, not floppy. So if there is any tightness about either the 3mm hole in the back of the washer or the 5.5mm hole in the buffer stock itself, then it's best to clear it out to check a good running fit before assembly. Obviously they'll come apart again, so it's not the end of the world if they're tight. It's just easier to do it as you're assembling. This is the mating surface of the headstock onto the floor, the ends of the floor, and the curb rails. These must have no protruding pieces from the printing process. So you can see on this one, I've cleaned a little bit off. I use a wood chisel. It cuts very nicely with a wood chisel. Be careful not to slip, obviously, but that is worth doing because that will mean that this sits into a good snug and square fit when it's put onto the floor, and it needs to be square against the ends of the sole bars. It needs to sit square into these corners here. So any cleaning up is good to get it done now before you start putting glue on.